Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and kick things off and stuff. People keep rolling in, whatever. So just to keep things organized and stuff here, there's the event chat that should be just right above the grand stage in the events category in Discord. That's where we can kind of hang out and you can ask all your questions and whatnot there. Feel free to post them. Kyle's going to be helping me kind of field them and whatnot. We'll try to get to everything and whatever. But as I go through these topics, if anything jumps out, feel free to ask right away, and I can stop whatnot during the talk and go over things. So awesome. Well, really great to have everyone here. Obviously, it's super exciting. Last few weeks, we've been working really hard on launching Notional version 2 since we launched Notional version 1 back at the beginning of this year, and things have gone extremely well. From a high level, we're sitting at just under 150 million in TVL. We're at 146 million, which is pretty impressive for the first 2 weeks of the protocol. We have about 404 people that have provided liquidity or minted N tokens using Notional, and we have just about 50% utilization of. We have $72.6 million worth that has been lent and borrowed on the Notional protocol. So, pretty amazing, really there. And something just to highlight with all of that is I think it's becoming pretty apparent, specifically with that last number, that we've had such high usage of borrowing and lending on Notional that we are clearly hitting a chord here. And, there's some product market fit, or if not, a lot of product market fit there. With that. So obviously lots to go and lots of room to grow here with everything, but I think we're all really happy with the launch. So that's that. Just to kind of go over some UI updates and things like that. We've had a pretty great response in our Discord channels and Twitter, and everyone reaching out, showing both support and also product feedback and stuff like that. And so that's been really helpful for us to kind of figure out where we need to focus and what we need to update, make more clear, and so on. We are planning to do a pretty big portfolio page refresh sometime, towards the end of this week or beginning of next kind of thing. And really the big thing there that's going to be different for everyone is that we're kind of going to move away, I think, from this collateralization ratio verbiage to something more familiar probably to other DeFi folks, and that's a loan to value denomination or whatnot of the way to look at your portfolio value. So we think that's probably going to just help make things a little bit more clear. There's been just probably too many questions around the collateralization ratio and how it works and how it's different than LTV and stuff like that. And so just in an effort to really clear all of that up, we're going to be pushing out a pretty big, change, at least on the wording and how we're displaying and presenting some of that information. So I think that will be a nice upgrade for everyone. There's also going to be some other, just UI updates as far as around liquidation and how all that is working, specifically for people that have borrowed against their N tokens. And to make things a little bit more clear, to just show the actual risk of the portfolio. N tokens have a different haircut than the other assets, and so it gets kind of confusing and is a pretty complicated thing. So hopefully, again, they're cleaning up some of that and making it more transparent for everyone to know what's going on with their portfolio. Let's see. Then, we have had a handful of other issues that we've come up that just wanted to mention here that we are taking into consideration, and we'll be pushing fixes here in the coming days. And that's we had a handful of transactions that have failed due to out of gas issues. They've come down a lot since we first launched, so that's good, but they are still a few of them popping up. So we are working on a fix there, so we hear you there. The other thing that we need to update on the landing page specifically, obviously with the launch of the balancer pool last night, there now is a active market for note tokens, and it looks like it's changing pretty drastically over the last handful of hours, but we're right around a $9 per note price. The website today on the provided liquidity page does not reflect that note price. It assumes the $1.75 per note price that we initially launched with. And so we're looking to push out an update there that will reflect those prices. And probably be something like an average of the of the note price over time, 24 hours, something like that. We haven't fully decided there, but at any rate, the APY percentages will go up pretty drastically with a higher note price, obviously. And so, I would expect probably a pretty big liquidity increase in the next handful of days as those numbers get updated and pushed out to the interwebs or whatever of how high the APYs are on Notional. So so expect that coming down the line soon. The other big question that we've been getting all the time obviously is around layer 2 and when layer 2 and what layer 2 and all that sort of discussion. Layer 2 is obviously a big priority for us. We want Notional to be able to be used by as many people as possible. We totally understand that gas fees are extremely high and it's expensive to deploy, positions and to use Notional. Unfortunately, that's kind of the camp that just everyone's in. That's on ETH mainnet and whatnot. And really where we're at today, we are working on a layer 2 strategy. It is a higher priority for us. That being said, there's obviously just after launch a handful of things that we're trying to clean up, like the UI stuff and just some other integrations and things like that we're trying to kind of get knocked out first, and then layer 2 will be a very, very big priority for us, especially in Q1 and stuff like that. And so expect some details there. Probably not in the next few weeks, but probably maybe towards the end of the year or really early Q1 on what our layer 2 strategy is. So I know everyone will be excited for that, obviously, and a lot of other integrations and stuff like that can come once we have once Notional is a lot cheaper to use too. So that's an exciting movement. Let's see. Then jumping into, maybe we can just go into the Balancer liquidity mining program that launched last night and kind of touch on some of the things there. For one, the APY there is extremely high, so it's a pretty attractive place to go park some capital. If you want to earn note incentives, what that looks like too, we're incentivizing the pool with 30,000 note per week. We have not committed to a specific timeline for that, but it's probably a minimum of something like 90 days. The overarching thing to take away there is that we are committed to making sure there's liquidity for note, and we want our community to be able to realize that. And so so it's a commitment for us, minimum of 90 days kind of thing, but it may be longer. Let's see. You cannot, so just some questions that we've been getting asked to around that. So you can't actually claim your note tokens in real time. They are accruing in real time. But the way that Balancer works is it's just, once a week or at the end of every week, you can claim your note tokens. So you should be seeing them, accruing, but again, you're just not actually able to then claim them. So that's that. Other questions around like impertinent loss with the liquidity pool. Yes, there is impertinent loss potentially, by providing liquidity as the prices of ETH and note change. The pool is weighted 50-50. So, you can factor that in. I wanted to send a list or a link here to you guys, and I'll post it after this chat, but there's a cool impertinent loss calculator from Balancer that can maybe help some people with their analysis and stuff as far as figuring out if it's worth it or not. But that's that again at over 600%. I think I checked a few minutes ago and it actually bumped back up to over 700%. So should be a pretty great way to go earn some more note for now. So so that's that. The other question we've gotten a lot is obviously why we choose Balancer over over Sushi or Uniswap or something else. So we actually initially planned to do the FAE and Ondo liquidity as a service type program. But ultimately, we got a lot of feedback from you all, and the priority was essentially speed. Really, people wanted to have access to buying and selling note. And so we kind of prioritized that over anything else. And that's why we eventually ended up picking Balancer. But that's what it comes down to. So that's all of that. And I'll move on now. Let's see, just making sure there's no. Yeah, cool. Okay. I'll move on to maybe some of the community topics as well here. So one of the things we're gearing up to announce and kind of talk a lot more about is our grants program. So we have this community program that we have announced in the past and stuff already. That includes things like the Notional Blitzes and moderating and translating and those types of activities. We also talk about the grants a little bit in those posts, but we're going to be rolling out like a much more fleshed out program for notional grants. So it's extremely important for us to incentivize the community to come build on top of Notional. We're really building a piece of like core financial infrastructure here, and we can't do it all by ourselves. And so it's extremely important for us to get involvement from the community and to get things built on Notional that like you all want to see and stuff too. So yeah, we're gonna be pushing that program out here probably early next week. We actually already have a handful of grant recipients lined up. And some pretty awesome work that's been going on in relation to that. I can talk about a few of them. There's a few of them that I won't talk about quite yet, but again, in the grants post, we'll go in more depth with these grant recipients and what they're building exactly. But one of the exciting ones is a dashboard. So a dashboard that breaks down things a lot more granularly than what you'd see on like DeFi Llama or DeFi Pulse or something like that. So it actually goes into the exact like composition of N token accounts, for example, and you can actually click into each account and see the free collateral and the Fcash balances and all those types of things. I actually think, Kyle, if you don't mind posting maybe one or two of those screenshots into the event chat would be awesome. Just to kind of give you guys a sneak peek a little bit at like what this is going to look like. But it's one of the grant recipient projects that we're like just super, super excited about and really needed as well. So we've heard you guys on that some more dashboards will be helpful. So and we agree. So so that's coming out soon. The other one that we'll probably announce tomorrow is a bounty program with Layer 3. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar or not with Layer 3, but Layer 3 runs these bounty campaigns. And, there are things like go skydiving with some, with a sign that says Notional and like you can earn $500 in note or, post a like kick-ass meme of Notional or whatever. And you can be like the top 5, get 50 notes. So things like that. That will be rolling out, like I said, probably tomorrow. And another great way for people to earn note that maybe aren't able to like provide liquidity or can't because of gas or whatever the reason is. Just a great way for the community to get more engaged and stuff. So we're excited about that one then as well. Let's see. There is some just like housekeeping stuff too around the community that I wanted to mention. So we have run these Notional Blitzes in the past, 2 of them. Kind of 3 of them, and so there are some winners and some recipients that should be getting their note distributions this week. Apologize that it's taken just a little bit to roll out, but as you can imagine, we've been pretty busy. So the recipients should be getting their note this week. So keep an eye out for that. And then, on that note too, we are gearing up for another Notional Blitz in, let's say, 1 to 2 week kind of time frame. And that's going to be around yield strategies. And so we've run a yield strategies contest in the past with Notional V1. And, now that we have Notional V2, I think this yield strategies contest and Notional Blitz is going to be a lot more exciting and get a lot more of an engagement, specifically around actually using Notional to generate these yield strategies. So, so all that's there. We did run this really cool NFT project with Gluck, who I guess Art Gluck is his Twitter handle, but he was the same guy that made the intro videos for Hop and Arbitrum. And so, we asked him to help us make something really cool to help commemorate the early LP providers on Notional V2. And so, we have 3 different tiers of those NFTs. They are almost all spoken for, but not quite. So all of the diamond NFTs are spoken for, all the gold NFTs are spoken for, and there are 96 left of the silver NFTs. All of the all the diamond NFTs, have been distributed already. And I'm going to start sending out the gold NFTs here today. So by the end of this week, all of the gold NFTs will be distributed as well. Now, for now, it's just a really cool piece of art and collectible to have. That being said, we do have some fun, creative ideas for how to bring utility to these NFTs. There's nothing that's going to be coming out on that like super soon, but it is something that we'd love to see happen. And so like if you've got some ideas there of what you'd like to see for utility around these NFTs, like please send them my way. It's kind of a fun creative space for us to figure out how to, again, commemorate our early supporters. And so that's all of that. Just a little shout out to Kyle, who's on here. He runs all our marketing stuff and more at Notional. We're just about to 7,500 Twitter followers. So if you know anyone that's not following Twitter or whatever, go retweet us, go like us. Let's push us over that 7,500 limit. Would be sweet. And then let's see, that's mostly everything that I've got on my end. I haven't taken any questions or anything. I don't know if there are any questions yet. Let's see. Cool. Thanks for posting that earlier, Kyle. Let's see. I wanted to talk a little bit about insurance for Notional. This is an integration that we really want to see for sure. It is coming, in the coming weeks. Nexus Mutual is probably where things are going to land with that, or who we're going to launch our first insurance option with. There are others that might make sense and stuff going down the line as well. But that would be great, obviously, to spin up and give people an option to go get cover on their, notional positions. And then, see, we are doing an AMA as well. I think it's this week with DeFi Pulse. So if you want to hear more from Teddy and less from me, then you can hop on that and learn more about Notional from Teddy specifically. I think, I don't know if Jeff is joining there or not, but but there's that. And then the last thing that I wanted to hammer home here and to talk about is we are hiring for a DeFi analyst. I will post later today the recs for that position, but looking to grow the team here at Notional. So if you know of anyone that would fit that description there, would be super helpful to get them my way, or if even that's you, get them to me or to Teddy. But really, we're looking for someone there to help us kind of analyze a lot of the potential integrations, who's doing what in the space, why should we partner with certain people over other protocols, things like that. And so looking for someone that is, somewhat technical, but also has a little bit of an outward facing, look on things and really knows what's going on in the DeFi space at large. That'll be an exciting position to onboard for too. So, cool. And that's kind of all I've got, guys. I don't know, Kyle or Teddy, if you guys have anything else to add here with things, but.
I'm sending out some Pullups to people, but I can't send too many direct messages, so they'll be coming. If you have your DMs turned off, feel free to DM me first, and I'll send you a link. And that's it for me.
Cool. And then I guess the last note, guys, here is we're obviously trying to do our very best here to get engagement, to make sure everyone feels comfortable with using Notional, with the community, everything like that. If you guys have suggestions, please let us know. If you'd like to see certain types of Notional Blitzes, let us know. If you'd like to see different channels or different types of engagement events and stuff like that, we are all ears. And so feel free to reach out. Really, it's the world's your oyster here. As far as I don't know if maybe that wasn't the right saying there, but anyway, I digress a little bit. But cool, everyone. Well, thanks for hopping on the call with us. Appreciate it. I can stay on for another handful of minutes in case there's any last trickling questions or something like that pop up. Really appreciate everyone. These first 2 weeks have been really exciting, and I think that there's a lot more really exciting stuff to come down the line here from us. So.
There is one request to speak. I'll invite you in just if you have a question.
Sure, yeah.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hi. In terms of the liquidity, I currently see it still as a challenge, considering that we'll be having more number of users adopting and becoming aware of this. How do you plan to address the liquidity problem?
Are you talking about the balancer pool specifically?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, we're at around $2 million of TVL there. Obviously, we'd like to see that number be a lot higher. I think the note incentive rate is pretty high. Like I said, it was over, I think, 700% when I checked a few minutes ago. So I would think, we just launched last night. Like, I think we just give it some time here, and we need to probably do a little bit more marketing maybe on like just getting that out. And letting people know that, like, hey, it's a great opportunity to come earn 700% on your position. I think we'll see that TVL number for the balancer pool grow, pretty substantially here in the next few days.
There aren't any plans for adding any further liquidity from your end, right?
You mean from the team at Notional?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe we have any plans for that, Teddy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is more of a program that we want, that we put out to make sure that that everyone had a chance to get note, at the market rate, basically, right? Like, we don't want to go and like farm our own incentives and stuff. So this was really our way to try to give you guys access to buy and to sell note, and to earn some note incentives too. So.
And we also don't want
Thank
to
you.
split it up into too many different places, because we also know that can be confusing and can split rewards up and just also distort the market a bit.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Looks like there might be another question coming in from Bushi Tong.
I think maybe that's just about POAP. So I don't see any other.
Gotcha.
I don't see any other questions. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming again. For the POAPs, I'll keep sending them to you as Discord lets me message more people. Yeah.
It does look like how there's two people looking to ask questions. So again, we can just hang out and keep letting them in. Armin 16, I just invited you in. Looks like you're muted if you got a question yet. If not, I'll roll on to Vamsi.
Sorry. No. The 744% that I see on Balancer, is that based on, or is it now it's 727? Is that based on the APY? Is that based on the 175 price, or how is that calculated?
It's based on the current. I would imagine. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, Teddy, but I'd imagine it's based on the current market price that's displayed on on Balancer. So,
yeah, I was just wondering if that's real time.
Yeah, it should be real time. There also is. They're actually, I believe, they're actually pulling the note price from. They kind of are going back and forth, but from CoinGecko. There's a few metrics there on the CoinGecko site for note token that we need to get updated yet, but otherwise, that price is basically pulling from the balancer pool and stuff too. So, yeah.
Got it. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. And Vamsi, you are now ready to go.
Hello? Yeah. First of all, congratulations, guys, on your successful launch. So I just want to know,
Thank you.
is there any centralized exchanges you guys are planning or now or in the future?
Yeah, so I think directionally makes a lot of sense to get note listed on some centralized exchanges. For now, we have got our hands pretty full with getting everything going in the DeFi space and working on integrations there. So yeah, eventually we'll be on centralized exchanges and stuff, but there are no immediate plans to go after any specifically. Yeah, we hear you.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
Yeah. And Chandru, let's see. So the website today is currently still showing $1.75 per note price on the provide liquidity page. We are looking to update that here in the next day or two maybe. So it'll probably be a weighted average of the note price. So obviously, yeah, the APYs are going to go up pretty substantially from where they're at now, assuming that the price stays where it's at. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to hang out here for the next 3 minutes or whatever. So if you have a lingering question that pops up, feel free to ask it and whatnot. If not, hope everyone has a great rest of your evening or morning or wherever you're calling from. GM, I should say, or yeah. So.
Hey guys, are you guys by any chance going on any other AMMs like Sushi or Uni?
Yeah, so there is a Uniswap pool, V3 pool actually already deployed. The problem was before it was not very reflective, I think, of like obviously where things are trading at today. So no immediate plans to launch on any other platforms like Uniswap or SushiSwap or whatever. As I mentioned earlier, we picked Balancer mostly for like speed and ease and whatnot. And we thought it was a good solution still. So that's kind of why we went forward with Balancer. Anything's on the table for down the line as far as making sure there's liquidity for note prices and whatnot, as far as other programs, other AMMs. But that's where we're at today. All righty. Cool. Well, again, thanks everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now and whatnot. Looks like we're all wrapped up and whatever, but yeah, super appreciate it. We're planning to probably do these calls. I don't know the exact cadence. Once a month for sure, maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. But keep an eye out for some of these coming down the line and stuff. And yeah, thanks everyone. Cheers.